Hi everyone in grade 5 and welcome to English new lesson. Today we are going to start module 6. Let's talk. Let's start with our objectives. By the end of this video, you will be able to learn 4 new words to use them correctly. Identify relative pronouns which and who. Use relative pronouns which and who in speaking and writing. Now, open your student's book, page 72, and your workbook, page 62. Let's start with the first objective. Learn 4 new words. Look at this picture. What can you see here? Here is a man and a boy. And what is the man doing? Yes, great. He is fixing the boy's teeth. What we call this man's job? Yes, he's a dentist. Dentist is someone who fixes teeth. Remember, dentist is a noun. Look at this man. What do you think about his job? Great. He is a person whose job is working for newspaper, magazine, TV, or radio. Now, do you know who this person is? Good job. Journalist. A journalist interviews people. Remember, journalist is a noun. Look at this picture. Dad, this time for surfing the net. To get what? Great. To get some information. Here is an example. He got all his information from the internet. Remember, dear students, information is a noun. Look at this picture. What does a line graph show? Great. It shows result by using line or many lines. Let's have an example. The students got good results in the test. Remember, dear student, that result is a noun. Now, open your student's book, page 72, activity number 1. Listen and repeat.
Module 6. Let's talk. 1. Vocabulary. Dentist. Journalist. Information. Result.
Okay, everyone, let's practice more. Open your workbook, page 62, activity number 1, to check if you are done with the first objective. Learn 4 new words. Let's start our activity number 1, workbook, page 62. Read and complete. You have 4 words and you have 4 gaps. Let's read and complete. Number 1, mini dialogue between Abbas and Hakim. My project is about inventors. Can you help me, please? Sure. Let's find some on the internet. Find some what? Great. Some information on the internet. Number 2. My uncle Jamal is and he works for a magazine. I like reading his interviews. Who works for a magazine? Good job. He is a journalist. My uncle Jamal is a journalist and he works for a magazine. Number 3. My tooth hurts. I must go to the. If your tooth hurts, you must go to the. Good job. The dentist. Number 4. You can see the in this graph. You can see what? Good job. You can see the results in this graph. My dear students, we are done with the first objective. We learned 4 new words and we used them correctly. Now, let's start to identify relative pronouns which and who. Let's start by learning when we use who. Well, we use who to refer to a person. And what about which? We use which to refer to an animal or a thing. Dear students, as we said earlier, we use who for a person and which for something. Okay, my dear students, it's time for us to practice. Are you ready? Let's go. It's something. Has got 2 wheels. You can ride it and it's fun. Great. Which? Because it's something. So we choose which. It's someone. Fixes cars. Great. It's someone who fixes cars. Let's have more practice. Now you have the words you need to form your sentence, and you know how to use which or who. Let's go to form a sentence with given words. Let's start. Is someone who does experiments a scientist? Take your time. We're back. A scientist is someone who does experiments. Good job. Another example. You use is something which to talk, a mobile phone to people. Take your time. We're back. Good job. A mobile phone is something which you use to talk to people. My dear students, let's check whether we have learned how to use who or which correctly. You have 2 columns. Try to form a sentence using who or which. Here is an example. Number 1, a journalist is someone who works on TV. Now, pause the video until you finish the sentences. We're back, my dear students. Let's check your answers. Number 1, a journalist is someone who works on TV. Number 2, a pen is something which you use to write. Number 3, a graph is something which shows results. Number 4, a teacher is someone who teaches students. Great job, my dear students. Let's take a look at what we have done. Great, we learned 4 new words and we used them correctly. We identify relative pronouns which and who. This time to use relative pronouns which and who in speaking and writing. Okay, my dear students, for more practice to use who and which let's go? Student's Book, page 72, activity number 2. Here, in this exercise, you are going to read and match. Here we go. Something you wear in summer. Good job. It's a hat. Number 2. Something you can win in a race. Good job. It's a medal. Number 3. Something you use to write. Great. It's a pen. Someone who fixes teeth. Good job. He's a dentist. Someone who works at a restaurant. Good job. He is a chef. In this exercise, you are going to do like we did in the previous activity. Let's read and match. Do the same. Someone who teaches students. Great. He's a teacher. Something you use to talk to people. Good job. A mobile phone. Something shows results and gives information. Great. Graph. Someone does experiments. He is a scientist. Good job. Someone who works on TV. He is a journalist. Remember, my dear students, as we said earlier, we use who for a person and which for something. Okay? Are you ready? Let's go. It's something which you wear in summer. Great. It's a hat. It's something which you can win in a race. It's a medal. It's something which you use to write. Good job. It's a pen. He is someone who fixes teeth. Great. He is a dentist. He is someone who works in a restaurant. Good job. He is a chef. This time to open your workbook, page 62, activity number 2. Let's start activity number 2, workbook, page 62. Match the news which or who and make sentences. Number 1, something you make with eggs. Great. It's an omelette. Let's make a sentence. An omelette is something which you make with eggs. Number 2, someone writes books. Good job. He is an author. An author is someone who writes books. Number 3, something you make with wood. Well done. Furniture. Furniture is something which you make with wood. Number 4, someone works on a farm. Good job. He is a farmer. A farmer is someone who works on a farm. Dear students, we have successfully achieved our objectives. Let's have a look. We have learned 4 new words and we used them correctly. We also identify relative pronouns which and who. And we use relative pronouns which and who in speaking and writing. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Have a nice day.